Thank you for tuning in to WHMS Radio. This is The Working Hour. I'm Mike.
And I'm Shane.
And on this week's episode, we will be reviewing Phantom Planet's 2002 album called The Guest. It was originally titled Phantom Planet Was Here. So we're doing the original release of The Guest. I want to point that out. We're not doing the extended version. We're just doing the basic version that was released February 26th of 2002 by Epic Records. It was reissued in November of 2003, which is the version I was just talking about that has, I think, 2 or 3 extra tracks.
Okay.
Which I've heard some of them. The Guest is a bonus track, and it's pretty good. And then there's a live version of California. One other track I can't remember. But in the reissue copy of The Guest of 2003, there's additional bonus tracks, like I was talking about, music videos, photos, and lyrics scanned from the notebook in which the album was originally written in, which is kind of cool, especially if you're a fan of theirs. This is their second studio album. I don't know if I said that yet or not, but I did want to say that. So it's kind of neat that they would put their handwritten album or their handwritten lyrics in the album just because it's their second. Like you wouldn't think they'd have a huge fan base.
Yeah.
So the runtime on the original release, which is what we're doing, is 42 minutes 56 seconds. The album produced the band's breakthrough hit California, which became the theme song of the Fox TV series The OC in August of 2003. Its music video aired on MTV2 in mid-2002, which is pretty cool. MTV2. Do you like MTV2 back in the day?
I did, because it had a silent library, a lot of weird shit, and Andy Milonakis. Yeah. So that was huge. Yeah. Love that.
Don't call me a cheesehead.
Nope.
That's not him?
No, I mean, that's him. You're getting it wrong, but yeah, that's
it. What does he say?
I got peas on my head, but don't call me a pea head. Bees on my head, but don't call me a bee head. Bruce Lee's on my head, but don't call me a Lee head. Now, please excuse me. I got to get my tree fed. There you
go. The track Lonely Day is also featured on Smallville and Laguna Beach soundtracks. I'm not sure what Laguna Beach a show?
It had to have been, but okay. I can't think of what it is.
Yeah, Smallville, I remember Smallville, and obviously the OC. I didn't watch either of them, but I'm familiar enough to know them. The album was recorded in these years, 1999 to 2001, at Sunset Sound Factory in Hollywood, California. The genre is alternative rock power pop. The members on this album are Alex Greenwald, lead vocals, guitar, and keyboards. James Bratbar, not sure if I said that him right, or actually it's Jacques Bratbar.
Jackie.
Are you sure?
Yeah, if it's spelled like Jaqis, Jackie.
It's Jacqueus.
It might be Jackie.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The last name looks like German, but anyways, he's on rhythm guitar, keyboards, and backing vocals. Sam Fahar is on bass and backing vocals. Darren Robinson is on lead guitar, and Jason Schwartzman.
Motherfucker, he's on this.
You were just talking about him. He's actually an actor too.
Yeah.
We have a couple. They're not. I guess they are musicians. Might as well call them that. There was extra lyrics provided on "In Our Darkest Hour" featuring Adam Schlesinger, and Mark K. Schnonecker was on saxophone on Turn, Smile, Shift, Repeat. So that is all I have for the intro. Do you have anything else?
I do not.
I'm gonna probably need your help because I just remembered I forgot to fix something last night. I'm just not going to include runtimes on mine. If you want to throw them in there, you can.
Sure.
Because I realized last night when I did them, I do track by track. I messed up somewhere, so all my times are off.
Okay. That's fine.
Do you have the runtime for California? Is it 3 minutes 13 seconds?
It is.
Okay. So first up, we have California, track number 1, 3 minutes 13 seconds, as I asked Shane. This was the intro show to the OC the TV show. I think it's a pretty solid track, right off the riff. I think it's pretty popular, easy to vibe with. There's a lot of keyboard and acoustic guitars on the intro. Percussion comes around pretty early, right around the 25-second mark. The song keeps the same pace and feel for the majority of the track. There is kind of a little period where there's just instrumental, and it kind of opens up to be more spacey and dreamy. I've kind of always liked this one. I have some lyrics. They're right around the 54-second mark because it's kind of the peak part of the track, at least for me. On the stereo, listen as we go. Nothing's going to stop me now. California, here we come. Right back where we started from, which is kind of cool too because they did record the album in California.
That's where I'm from.
I was going to say I'm assuming they're all from there. I think it's a pretty good track to maybe show someone just because it is kind of popular and catchy. And
Sure.
obviously, it was like the breakout hit for them, so it just makes sense. I think it's an easy song to kind of connect with too, just because it kind of promotes like a sense of adventure. I think it makes a good road trip song, even if you aren't going to California. Like it just kind of I don't know, strikes a match in me wanting to just get in my car and drive.
Go somewhere.
The put down I have for it, if I was going to give it anything, is I think it's just too early to like show your hand with this track. Like I thought it should have been a little later in the album,
Yeah.
with it just being such a breakout track. But that's cool. Nonetheless, like I said, that's my only one issue with it, but I would give it a solid 7.5.
Okay. I got piano and guitar, even though it's like probably more keyboard than it is
Yeah, I
piano.
think it is. I think keyboard's just. I mean, you could play whatever you want on a keyboard. It's just more digital sounding. I feel
Sure,
like, than a
sure.
piano.
That comes in at the start, around like 39 seconds. The music really starts to build up. The vocals on this kind of remind me of Incubus, just a little bit.
I could see that now that you say that.
Yeah, around like the 47-second mark when like the lead singer starts to like really belt it out, like especially like when he kind of wails a little bit. Um, Pedal to the floor, thinking of the roar, gotta get us to the show. California, here we come, right back to where we started from. There's like little guitar twangs that come in on the refrain, usually in sets of two, um, and it's at like it's especially prominent from like 1 minute to 1:15. Like if you listen to it, you'll know what I'm talking about. The song slows down at 2 minutes and 5 seconds and kind of builds up to the outro at 2:30. The lyrics are pretty simple and a little repetitive,
Yeah.
but the song has like really interesting additions, like musically, to give it like a little bit of extra flair. And I like, um, and I can see what you mean about like this being kind of like their breakout hit and just having that like track number one. But it's like if you had that at like track number like 4, something like that.
Yeah, I just
Or
feel
like
like it'd be
6.
something more to like put in the middle, I guess.
Yeah, you don't want to like drop like the banger
Yeah.
on them like right away.
Yeah.
But I give this like a 6.6 out of
Okay.
10. So like good time. It's a little almost like light punk almost, like pop punk
Part of their
almost.
song, I don't think so much this one that much, but like there was a couple of times where I was like, this kind of sounds like a little bit punk,
Yeah,
just with the vocals.
for sure. So yeah, I gave it a 6.6 out of 10. So almost 7, almost. Track number 2, we got Always on My Mind coming in at 3 minutes and 27 seconds. Song gets right into it with guitar, drums. The lyrics come in within the first 10 seconds, so it wastes no time. The band has a very late 90s, early 2000s, like indie pop rock vibe to them. Kind of reminds me of a song I would have heard in like a Shrek movie. And that's not a bad thing. That's cool. It's like I remember being like,
I have one later on that I'm like, I could see this in some type of movie.
Yeah.
That's funny though.
On track number 2, that was when I realized when I was looking into it that Jason Schwartzman.
Schwartz.
I didn't. Yeah, I put is a former member. I didn't realize he had worked on this album.
He's in from like Jump Street, dude. So that's the second album.
Hell yeah. Everybody in this place can up and move away. For all I care, this town's already dead and empty. I'm told that I'm a victim of obsession. That's what my friends say. It's a very upbeat song with like there's like some hand claps and what sounds like tambourine to kind of like keep the energy high on the chorus. Song's about finding a girl you're interested in and kind of like feeling that vibe. I give this a like 5.7 out of 10. Yeah, there's a couple of 5s in here.
Dang, daddy.
Yeah.
All right, so this I thought was a little bit different sound with the same instruments. Like you hear a lot of guitar, bass, and keyboard. There's some drums with the exception of the clapping, and like you said, the tambourine. I thought it was an okay song. Like it's catchy enough. I think it's a little bit more personable song just based on the topic. If I could blink, if I could breathe, if I could get my legs to move, well, this could be the day I get this girl to love me. I think it's a nice, relatable song just because I think a lot of us have, like, for me, it was like you're looking at your crush, but you haven't talked to her. That's the whole thing. Like, if I could.
Hit the Instagram DMs.
Shit. It works. It did.
Mm-hmm.
Back when I was banging.
Mm-hmm.
But Yeah, I think we've all kind of like fabricated some relationship with some random chick, and you're like, yeah, I'm never talking to her though.
She don't even know.
She don't even know we're married
Yeah,
and have 3 kids.
they're beautiful too.
Jebediah. Nah.
Jesse and Jane.
But another musical note I noticed is similar to track one. There is a point where there's really not like a lot of vocals. Even if it's like 10 seconds, there's just like nothing going on except instrumental playing like the riff. Overall, I liked it. It wasn't, crazy. I didn't think it was as good as track one, with me kind of saying it was. Well, I didn't say that on the pod yet, but I told you I thought it was kind of front heavy.
Sure.
And I guess we kind of disagree on that. But this one I thought was decent enough, easy enough to vibe to. Not super crazy about it. There's other tracks that I like better. I gave this one a 7, flat 7.
Okay. I was just saying it'd be so fucking funny if like you went to the bathroom, I like peek over at your screen, you're like 8.9 on this one.
No, I don't. The next one's a little bit higher.
Okay.
So track 3, we have Lonely Day.
Same.
I have it as 3 minutes, 40 seconds.
You got it.
All right. It's like a little fun game. Did Mike get the times right or not? I meant to note it in my head last night. But...
If I had to guess, we were probably both pulling off Spotify, so we should be.
Yeah, well, I just honestly, like, what it was I put, like, so for track 7, I think it has the runtime for, like, track 8. And I fixed some of them. I think I'm good. There's going to be a point where I'm going to be way off, though.
Okay.
But anyways, track 3, Lonely Day. This is the track that really kind of stuck in my head, actually. This one kind of, I remember hearing it before, but I would kind of just catch myself. I could tell from the minute I woke up, it's gonna be a lonely, lonely day. So I kind of liked it. I like the vocals in this one. I mean, I like the sound overall. Kind of same thing, easy to identify with. I think that's why I kind of liked it. You kind of just like get burnt out and you just kind of want a day by yourself. Like everything can be going good, but you can still kind of just feel miserable and want to be left alone. I didn't really note anything spectacular on the music side of things. It just kind of sounded like
sure,
normal run-of-the-mill track this far. It sounds very similar to track 1 and 2. Same instruments, a little bit different sound, obviously. Track 1 was very heavy on the piano. But I did notice some tambourine that did kind of add a little pizzazz on the track. Overall, this one's still not super great. I did give it a 7.3. Okay. But this is one I can throw on almost any time and kind of enjoy it just because I don't know, there's something about it. I think just the vocal, the way it's kind of how it flows, like I said, I just kind of got it stuck in my head.
Okay. Yeah, so I got a song starts off like a little quieter. Vocals come in, guitar comes in, like both those come in immediately. And I swear, like I'm pretty sure the maraca comes in once again around like 25 seconds. Shortly after the song like starts to pick up.
The maraca? Okay. I was like, does he mean tambourine? Because we were talking about tambourine earlier.
It might be. Maybe I'm mistaken.
It's probably, I don't know. I didn't hear any maracas,
but I don't know if it's in there for very long.
I could have missed them. That's how music is sometimes. You listen to it a couple times and you hear something new.
Sure.
Yeah.
But nobody knows what's going on. We all sing the same old song. When you want it all to go away, it's shaping up to be a lonely day. Electric guitar and drums come in around 1:15 for the chorus. Bridge at 2:29 goes back to quiet vocals and acoustic. 2:50 there's some like electric distortion on the instrumentation before the final chorus comes in, and the song ultimately ends with like a bit of like a warbled like fade out. It's kind of interesting. I only gave this like a 6 out of 10. On to track number 4, we got One Ray of Sunlight. Not going to lie, around this point of the album, I was starting to feel a bit of a lull. Maybe it's like the 2000s, like California indie rock pop vibe, not really doing it for me. The song still has the same thing going on, but it did like kind of surprise me with some interesting additions musically, which will come even more into play later on.
When you start to like the album.
When I start to enjoy what I'm fucking doing. The song starts off vocals and acoustic with some electronic sounds. Kind of reminds me of it honestly kind of reminded me of No Surprises by Radiohead, just a little bit.
Yeah, there was one song that did remind me of Radiohead.
Yeah,
it's later on,
and this isn't the only time that the album like does that. It does happen again later.
Of Radiohead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm curious if it's the same track.
Things don't go as I planned, but I swear I'm doing all I can. Some background like bass and piano in the chorus with some like spacey instrumentation around 230 to 250, and then 340 end is like where the lyrics end and the song goes on musically, incorporates like some strings and then some like, and then it kind of winds down going into the next track. I gave this a 7 out of 10.
I gave it a lower score than you.
Okay.
So,
I think we're gonna be like yin and
oh
yang
yeah,
on this
100%.
one.
I'm glad you debriefed me beforehand.
Yo, the fucking yin and the yang is about to be revealed.
So there's not a lot of lyrics for this, for how long this song is. It's 4 minutes 43 seconds, but there's not a lot. It's a lot of repetition
Sure.
of the lyrics. I mean, there's lyrics, but it's kind of just repetitive, the same verses. It's a solid track, but it didn't really strike me as personable as the first three tracks. The main hook, though, if I can get one ray of sunlight to hold in my hands, maybe we can be happy again. And that repeats. Again, just kind of like the theme of repetition. It's solid. Nothing really about it stood out to me. Musically, same overall song as the previous tracks. There was a little minor difference in this one around 3:45. The song fades out, but comes back in with a little different sound, a little bit more dreamy sound, like sounding. And then that kind of just takes us out to the end of the song. I gave this a 6.7 out of 10. Then moving on to track number 5, I have Anthem at 4 minutes and 21 seconds.
You got it.
Basically, for me, one ray of sunlight walked so this could run because I did like Anthem,
Okay.
which is a song I do not remember ever hearing by them. I've heard some of the stuff off this album before, but this was one I didn't. I didn't think there was anything spectacular musically. I almost thought this sounded more of a country pop song, if that makes sense. I don't know if you could see that or not. And I feel like it's not superly relatable unless you're a musician. There's a lyric here, because this whole world needs an anthem, and I'm trying to put words where they belong. Yeah, this whole world needs an anthem, and I'm hoping everyone will sing along. It just sounds like he's getting an idea for a song, and he's like really excited to write it down, and then he's going to give the world this anthem that everyone can sing along to.
Sure.
Yeah, pretty much like I said, I heard this before, and tracks off this album, but I hadn't heard this one, and this one kind of surprised me, and I think it might be one of my favorites just based on how the hook and chorus, whatever you want to say, is just kind of repeated. I like the delivery, but I could see a lot of people not liking this one, at least as much as I did, just because I don't think it's really spectacular, but for me, I gave it a pretty good score. I gave it a 7.6.
Okay. Anthem. I prefer Good Charlotte's Anthem. Thank you. So like I said before, the last song kind of winds down going into this track, and this track it actually like continues on, but only for like a second, and it just cuts that off right away. The song brings in some strings alongside drums and guitar. 32 seconds. I woke up today. A song was swimming in my head, and I hummed it to myself as I got out of bed. And on the way to the shower, it all just dawned on me. A song like this just might go down in history. Spacey guitar comes in around like 58 seconds. I like the song remains a little bit more subdued and then becomes. I like that it's a little bit more subdued than some of the poppier songs
Yeah,
earlier
it takes a
on
little
the
more
album.
time to get going with it. It's not as some of their songs kind of do sound like generic poppy.
Yeah.
Just to be like a radio hit, even though I didn't cover it, but there was only one single, and that was California.
Sure. Also enjoy like the strings remaining like throughout the track. 4 minutes and 4 seconds to 4:21. I like the instrumental conclusion on it's pretty nice. I give this a 6.4 out of 10.
Okay.
On to Our Darkest Hour, coming in at 3 minutes and 2 seconds. Song is a little bit more like rock oriented this time around.
Yeah.
There's also like a little bit of like turntables in the background you can hear in parts.
Got 2 turntables and a microphone.
And I mean, it kind of makes sense just because like this is right around like the new metal like era. So like throw a little turntable in there. Hey, fuck it, why not? You know. Some scratch guitar comes in around like 35 seconds. The band will like deviate from their pop rock sound, and that's when I tend to enjoy the songs more. California felt more almost punk, like I said. One Ray of Sunlight was a little bit more experimental, akin to Radiohead. And this song almost has more of like a, there's almost like more of like an angsty yell in the delivery of some of its vocals, giving it like a little bit of urgency. Now we have to get out of here. In our darkest hour, we may not make it. Vocal delivery kind of reminded me of something by The Strokes in certain parts. I gave this a 7.4 out of 10.
All right, so yeah, in our darkest hour, solid presence of guitar, similar to what you were saying. It does make it more rock and rolly for sure. And I do kind of like this sound a little bit better than some of the previous tracks, other than like California, because I do fuck with that song, no matter what you say, Shane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So similar sound, but I feel like the intro kind of set the tone a little different than the previous tracks with just that breaking through guitar. Percussion is also a little bit more heavy on this track, and the absence of the keyboard is noticeable. I didn't really hear any keyboard on this track. It might have still been there, but like I said, I didn't hear anything. Or if it was there, it couldn't have been as prominent as it had been. I didn't pull any lyrics for this one. Nothing really stuck out for me. Still a decent tune though. This is the one that kind of strikes me as something that could be in like a superhero or action movie. For some reason I just kept thinking of like Rescue Me
Okay.
and it being in there and just
Sure.
being like Tommy Gavin falling through the building.
Yeah.
In our darkest hour.
Sure.
The ending was a little bit different than anything we heard. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, where it's like there's something audible, like you can't tell, and then it's like I try that again, and then like someone just like wails on the guitar, and that's the end. I think the song deserves a decent rating, but for me, it wasn't anything super spectacular. I gave it a 7.1. Speaking of sevens, we're moving on to track number 7. Turn, smile, shift, repeat. I have it at 5 minutes 22 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Way different intro on this one. Strictly percussion on the intro. We also get some keyboard. I think it's a little bit quieter, and there's like a tighter bass line on the drums and the actual bass guitar. There is some bass guitar in there. There's also a nice saxophone solo, courtesy of Mark Schoenecker. The intro sounds like an Aerosmith song to me called Woman of the World, which is actually off an album that eventually I think we will get to. I will probably do it. It's off of Get Your Wings.
Oh, nice. I do want to cover that someday.
Yeah. Get Your Wings is good. I know I've played some of it for you. You're like, yeah, Seasons of Wither.
Season of Wither?
You're like, yeah, I remember you digging that song. And
Oh
it's
my
like, I remember telling my dad, like,
vibe.
I think that's my favorite song of the album. He's like, that's not my favorite.
That's not even your top 5.
It's like,
You're like, that's not what my dad sounds
it's like
like.
there's only 4 tracks, Dad. It's not even my top 5. No, but anyways, that's enough about that. So I like some lyrics in this one, and decimal points and dollar signs and taxes, penalties and fines. He's come to cut you down. And numbers, passwords, protocol. It's not enough to save your soul. He comes to cut you down, bring you right back to zero. Yeah, I took away your lines. That's what you get.
Yeah.
That's what you get.
I can't help it. They're good.
It's a solid song. It really just speaks to corporate greed, and this was a early 2000s album, which is kind of crazy, and I feel like corporate greed is much more talked about now, probably more rampant than it was then. That or we were just not aware that we were being super taken advantage of back then. Who knows? I was super young when this album came out. I was, 7?
Yeah.
So
about that.
I think this might make a splash today if it was released, just at least this track, not so much the whole album, because a lot of it does, you can tell when it was released just based on the overall sound. But I feel like this song just being about the corporate greed and stuff and it being so popular now, I feel like it could maybe catch on. Not anything that blew my socks off, but I did find the chorus pretty enjoyable. Not anything to blow my socks off, but I gave it a 7.6. So, I mean, obviously,
Okay.
I liked it.
So I got the song starts off. There's like some electronic effects, like leading into some like really moody, like slow drum beat.
Did you like the intro of it?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was
Yeah.
like, when I listened
like
to it,
this
I was like,
song.
I think Shane would like this one.
Yeah. No, this was a nice
It's
change
a
of pace.
way
for me.
different sound than what we have heard.
Than like really
Anything.
on the album. Yeah.
Honestly, probably the standout in that sense of just how the intro.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
25 seconds in, the vocals come in. They're they're slow and they're deliberate. Again, this song actually reminds me of Radiohead just a little bit. With just like, I don't know, just some of the way that he's like singing his lyrics. The music is definitely a change of pace. It kind of has like a almost smoky, like lounge style of music to it, where it's just kind of like chill and like quiet and like but let the music do its thing.
I feel like most of their music is like small club oriented. Like I couldn't see them playing a stadium
Yeah,
with any of the tracks on this album.
sure. Um, at 158, the music picks up and the vocals follow suit. And as far as the lyrics go, I have the same that you did. And decimal points and dollar signs and taxes, penalties and fines. He's come to cut you down. Oh, the numbers, passwords, protocols. It's not enough to save your soul. And the song gets kind of jazzy with some of the brass, piano, and what sounds like it. There's little brief moments where I swear I can hear a flute in there, just a little bit, not much. It doesn't like overexpose itself, but I swear there's some flute in there. The last minute and a half goes more instrumental, and I feel like they handled this style of music really well. I like this. I gave this a 7.3 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah. Track number 8, we got Hey Now Girl coming in at 2 minutes and 44 seconds. Electronic sounds to start before shifting into pop rock. Well, Hey Now Girl, I see you walking by, and long ago you used to stop and talk. Now you just wink your eye, and I'm surprised. 51 seconds, bass and twangy guitar come in. Vocals like hit like a high pitch. Honestly, don't have too much to say about the song. It's very straightforward.
It's short too. It's only 2 minutes.
Yeah,
it's
pretty
2.5
short.
minutes.
Which I don't even think it's the shortest on the album, but like it is short. Like the next song is even shorter. Kind of thought we were gonna go in like a little bit more of a experimental electronic direction, just going based off the start. I gave this a 5.1 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah. This was back into what I didn't like on this album. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, we had it for a second. We had it.
So yeah, I don't have a lot for it either. Like we were talking about, it's a short track. I thought it was much more positive and upbeat than the last. Not that the other songs were like Debbie Downers, but this one definitely felt more positive and upbeat. I thought it was telling a similar like love story crush kind of thing as Always on My Mind. So I kind of connect the two together. I do have the line, well, hey now girl, I see you walking by and I remember how you used to smile, how hard you used to try. This one didn't really do a lot for me, but it does have like a nice 2000s nostalgia sound to it that, if anything, maybe gave it a little bit of a boost to me because I feel like it is definitely one that you can just tell when it was released.
Sure.
This is nothing I would seek out, nothing I would show to someone like, oh, you've never listened to Phantom Planet, you got to listen to Hey Now Girl.
Right.
By no means, but if this was something, if I was like looking at playing a playlist that was all Phantom Planet music and this came on, it would probably be something I'd vibe to. However, I only gave it a 6.8 just because just not a lot there, and it's a short track, and I feel like usually with short tracks they tend to get a little bit of a worse score.
Sure.
So yes, moving on. Number 9, Nobody's Fault. I have it at 3 minutes 23 seconds. Solid bass line on the intro. Vocals seem to be super direct and like speaking directly at us. There's plenty of backing vocals early on, which the band does a good job with the backing vocals. Like I feel like they do have a decent harmony, even though it's like kind of subtle. It's not like super crazy. I thought how they're just kind of like the lyrics just kind of sound like they're talking right at you, kind of enhance the directness, the directness, if I could talk, of the lyrical delivery. The vocals kind of match the bass line and percussion of the track, kind of delivering it with emphasis like on the punchlines of the music. I got a couple lyrics here. I got everything is okay, everything is fine. I give you everything you ask for. Don't be so unkind. Every time you're mad about every little thing, it's too soon to pull out that wedding ring. I thought it was a decent tune. I didn't really connect with it because it's like it's just not really something I vibe with. Even a couple of tracks I wasn't like super crazy about, but there was something that like kind of pushed them over the bar a little bit for me. This was one that I was kind of like, meh, still not bad. I can appreciate the hand claps. There was some clapping of the hands incorporated.
Yeah.
But overall, this one for me just a 6.7 out of 10.
Okay. There's a quiet start, picks up energy pretty fast. 15 seconds. There's like some echoey effects on like heavy guitar that hits for like a few seconds. Fucking lyrics. Everything is okay. Everything is fine. I give you everything you ask for. Don't be so unkind. Every time you're mad about every little thing, it's too soon to pull out that wedding ring.
Isn't that just a crazy line? It's like, God damn.
Yeah, it's like, oh. 127. There is some guitar notes that there's a guitar note that repeats, becoming more pronounced on the second verse before the second to last chorus. Second half of the song has a lot going on musically, and the rest of the instruments stop at 223 through to the end, uh, and it brings in some violin for like the last 12 seconds of the song, and I certainly wasn't expecting that on this song.
Yeah, there's some strings in there.
I gave this a 5.4 out of 10. I will say though, it is like all uphill, like all
Oh, I
up.
fucking hope so. 5.4. It's like
It's going up.
shit off.
It's going up.
How does Mike listen to this?
It's going up.
How
Don't worry
much
about
does he
that.
drink to listen to Phantom Planet? You're like, I'm glad they quit in 08. Went out with the housing market.
It's like they were busy playing Xbox 360.
I really thought
leave me alone.
I thought you would dig it a little bit more, but you did give some good scores.
There's more. Don't worry.
I think it's more, well, for me, like I explained in the library story how I picked this up at a library. So there's like, I think I'm holding on to my youth in that.
Sure, I hear you.
Okay, what she says, California's a good song.
It's okay. It's all good. Well, I mean, fuck. Imagine how I felt for.
Yeah, the National. You're like, man, these are my boys. No,
Even though I will say on that album, even I was kind of like, can we?
well, they had this is another band that has a similar sound. Like last week, check us out on our channel. We need you guys to just search our channel. We did everything ARC or ARC. We're not sure,
Whichever.
but it had a lot of variety in the sound. Where this
Had a
album,
lot.
this
Yeah.
album that we're doing here,
Car.
Phantom Planet, the car was pretty similar sounding. The National, musically they kind of sound pretty much the same, which is okay if you like them. But for someone like me or for someone like you in this example, you're not crazy about their pop early 2000s West
Sure.
Coast sound. Which is fair enough.
Yeah.
I like it. It is good for us to do an album every now and then that the other isn't crazy about. Usually I don't feel like we ever pick one that we're like, this week's album, I'm doing one that I fucking hate.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm doing the National. No, I'm just kidding. They're not bad. I don't have anything against the National.
It was funny
They're
because I almost
Did them again?
well no not exactly. So I was thinking whenever you picked your next album, being like the bonus track is going to be the National,
Yeah.
and I'm like I already did that already, so no. But track number 10, we got All Over Again, coming in at 2 minutes and 23 seconds. It's funny, the guitar at the very start actually kind of reminded me of like the Burnout soundtrack.
Oh, God.
And it's funny because then the very first lyrics are car crash. And I'm like, imagine that, huh?
It's very fitting.
This song does kind of go back to the more yelling vocals and a little bit more of the experimental side that they delved into earlier on the album, which is, you know me, I like that. There's a lot of bits of interesting background guitar moments throughout the song. There's some feedback that hits around like the 49-second mark, which like, you know. And at first I was like,
How'd that go again?
and I was like, fuck. At the end of the chorus, that kind of hits. The bridge slows the song down and picks back up into the chorus. Second chorus has some high energy with some backing vocals, kind of punctuating the lyrics a little bit. And there's like another warbled fade out on this. I give this a 7.1 out of 10.
Okay. I'm pretty close on this one. I like the guitar on this one. Keyboard sounds great on the intro as well. I have kind of touched on it previously. It was only in I was gonna wing the song title, but I need to actually look at it. Turn, smile, shift, repeat.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I thought like there was tight drum work in that one. That's what I was getting at. And this one has like a tight percussion. Like there's not a lot of like cymbals or anything like that. It's all just like very withheld. The drumming's not like very all over the place. It's very like tight. And I feel like there's a lot going on with the drums, but it's not like a drum solo or too much. I thought the vocals sounded good on this one. I thought the delivery of the vocals was good. It kind of showed the range. I took it as another relationship song, but this one's a little bit. I like this one just a little bit more based on the overall sound. There's a little bit more yelling, and this is one of the tracks that I thought kind of had like a little bit of a punk type sound presence. I did enjoy it. I didn't pull any lyrics for this one, but I thought it was way more edgy than the previous tracks and a good delivery. For me, it was kind of like a brush of fresh air just because it was a different sound. I gave it a 7.4. Yeah, I put that in there, and I was like, I was probably drunk when I wrote that. I'm like,
fine.
I'm not going to read that.
You're good, buddy.
Moving on, though, we got track number 11, Wishing Well. I have it at 4 minutes, 19 seconds.
You got it.
Nice. Okay, so we're probably good then. New intro sound. They're kind of like a buzzard, almost like alarm sounding thing.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of notes for this one. The keyboard is really the only instrument we get on this one. The vocals are delivered, again, way differently than the previous track. The dust and sand is what they sell. The flashing lights and ringing bells. A wish as far as I can tell inside this dried up wishing well. This one might be considered like a filler track to some, but I thought it was pretty, like, delivery was great on it. Almost makes me think of something like you would hear in like a theater play, Broadway play. I could see like something being acted out to this, especially with the presence of all the keyboard. It's really prominent on this track. I wasn't crazy about this one, but I didn't dislike it either. I gave it a 6.8.
Okay. I can it's funny you mentioned like the whole like you could see it in like a play, because now that you've said it, I can like totally see it, especially like the way that like the song ends. I could see it wrapping and then just like a fade out and like,
and it's funny because
like, the lights dim and like you like come back into the next scene.
Yeah. I'm glad you like when I was listening to it, probably on the last listen through, which would have probably been last night. I was like, oh yeah, this is Scream Theater. And it's just funny because I had another track that I thought was something I could see in the TV show or like a superhero movie. Then you had your Shrek song in there too.
Okay.
So, nice. Good for them. At least they got that going for them.
Yeah. It's almost like a static buzzing opening to it. Piano starts to come in to like match the rhythm. Very soft-spoken lyrics start around 30 seconds in. Instrumentation around 45 seconds, gradually picking up pace with the vocals, and then really picking up at 105 before going quiet again. The music starts to build up once again, and with a little bit more oomph behind it. I like that the song incorporates more like orchestral instruments as well as like there's some bells in the background, like in parts, and I'm like, oh, well, interesting touch.
Hear them bells, bitch.
Yeah. I know there's something wrong because this night goes on and on. The clock still says it won't be long till all your hard-earned money is gone. And the song ends with like a cacophony of noises and music. It's kind of a like grand finale of sorts, almost to the album as a whole, because the next song is like pretty short and it's a lot more reserved. I give this a 7.6 out of 10.
Nice. Okay. Glad you liked it.
See, I told you. I'm coming back.
Yeah.
Coming back. It's redeeming itself.
Right at the end.
It's turning it around for me. Track number 12, we got Something Is Wrong, coming in at 2 minutes and 3 seconds. By far the shortest song on the album, barely cracking the 2 minutes. Coming in at just over 2 minutes in length. Fuck. It's literally what I just said.
I was like, well, you said under 2 minutes, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's
just over.
Yeah, it's 2 minutes, 3 seconds.
Just over.
2 minutes, 2 seconds, 2 minutes, 3 seconds, whatever.
But it's the shortest song on the album for sure. It's also like the most reserved and like stripped down. It's really just some acoustic guitar and vocals with a little bit of effects that are like subtly sprinkled throughout the song. Almost sounds like there's the sound that comes up, and it almost like reminds me of like a distorted like carnival sound.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll show you later because I do want to point it out. It's very interesting. I'm like, what the fuck is that? But yeah, it just made me think of like a carnival, but like a weird, dreamy, like nightmare carnival. And not a bad way though. As well as like some other like almost like ringing effects that come in more predominantly in the second half of the song. And there are not a lot of lyrics for this, which understandably
short
so.
song, yeah.
Yeah, it's like how could you? Unless he's like coming in like Busta Rhymes and just
He's
like
like,
regulate, I'm coming to get you, like, you know what I mean? Like it's not gonna happen.
Got sparks flying off the microphone.
And realize something is wrong. with the color of the sky, with you and everyone. I didn't want to take up too many lyrics because like I wanted to leave something for you
Oh, I appreciate that.
for sure. Um, Mixed with like some of the effects, give the song okay. Let me take that from the top. And realize something is wrong with the color of the sky, with you and everyone. That mixed with some of the effects that come in like a little bit more on the second half of the song, give it a almost like kind of eerie vibe. It's like yeah, something is wrong, and I don't fucking know exactly what it is. It's a little foreboding. But I liked it. I liked it. I thought this was an interesting close for this album. Um, I did give it a 7 out of 10, and it was funny because then like the only version that's on Spotify is the extended version. So it started playing other songs by them, and I was like, I kind of like these. And I'm like, ah, fucker, it's on disc too. Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
So yeah, 7 out of 10.
All right. Nice. Yeah, something is wrong. On a day like today, could have made out every raindrop falling down on your head. Now I fear that I may taste these tears rolling down my face. I thought this was a nice closing track. I don't really have a whole lot for it. I didn't really super connect with it. Again, it's a short track, so it's kind of hard to find a lot to say about something. It's only 2 minutes long. Like I said, it's pretty short, not a lot of meat. I thought it was a good, interesting closing track, similar to what you had to say. I gave it a little bit lower score. I only gave it a 6.6 out of 10.
Okay, so overall thoughts on the album?
Not bad, but I was even thinking about it this morning because I was like trying to think ahead of what my closing thoughts would be. And I did like it, but it's definitely like it's nothing that was real palatable for me to like listen to multiple times. I'd say on average I try to give the albums at least 5 listens within the week, but this was one that I probably only gave like 2 or 3 to.
Same.
And a little bit last night I tried to but like today I didn't listen to any of it.
Okay.
Not even on the way over here. I didn't even throw anything on because I was just like, it's not as good as I remember it being, honestly. And I think that happens a lot with music you kind of like when you're younger. And I'd really only heard probably the front half of the album, so I think that's why I was just more front heavy with it.
Sure.
But yeah, it's not something I probably will ever really listen to again. I did add a couple liked songs. I think I added California and Anthem to my liked songs. But yeah, not a bad album by no means, but you can listen to it and you can tell its age. But overall, I'd probably give it I hate to give it like such a kind of a low score, but my average probably wouldn't be this low. But looking at it now, I'd probably only give it like 6.5.
Okay.
Because there's just some of it where I'm like, and the structure of it kind of being more, I don't know, I feel like if you would have spaced the pop songs out more, like, and not made like the whole front half of the album very poppy and the back half kind of like all over the place,
Sure.
maybe like meshed it a little better.
Yeah.
It might sound a little better. I'm just not maybe crazy about the way it was mixed. I don't know. Not bad, but yeah, I'd probably say 6.5. I didn't hate it, but yeah, it definitely
Okay.
fell out of touch with me.
For me, if I had to give it like an overall score, I'd probably say like a 5.5 to a 6.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, it's a 5.56.
Yeah, bud.
It like the parts that I don't like,
There's a lot of them though. There's a
Yeah.
lot of the music, the instrumentals that you don't like. That's a lot of this.
for sure. Yeah, there is like a go-to sound for them that I'm not crazy about. But whenever they kind of start to like get a little weird and experimental with it, I'm like, you guys do this like pretty well. Like I'm into this. So later on in the album, it introduces some new things that I thought was kind of interesting that I liked personally, and that saved the album a lot for me. I also didn't listen to it as much. I probably only listened to it like 2 or 3 times, but not a bad pick. It definitely shows shows its hand. It wears like what it is on its sleeve as far as like being recorded from like 99 to 2001.
Yeah.
You know?
No doubt.
But onto this week's bonus track, we have Grief's Eternal Wound by Bleached Cross coming in at 4 minutes and 26 seconds. I know this isn't how we normally do things, but I am actually going to turn this over to you. I want to see what your thoughts on it are.
Well, funny you say that, Shane. I was actually going to turn it over to you.
Well, and then I have it down here in my notes. I'm really gonna kick this over to Mike.
Hold on here. I'm gonna have to scroll. So first impression of this, it's not as crazy as I thought. Just kind of So we had a different bonus track. By we, I mean you had a different bonus track picked out, and I think you got a hold of me Monday, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, is it too late to change it? And I was like, no, because honestly, I haven't even written anything down for the bonus track that we said we were gonna do. So this one kind of slid in there. But you kind of gave me like a little disclaimer that you were like,
because I know you.
Yeah, the name. I was like, well, I mean, heavy stuff's not bad, but I kind of expected it to be more heavy. And upon like my first listen, I honestly wasn't super crazy about it. But the more I listen to it, you start to hear more of the music and like all that's going on. And I kind of described it as like a busy track with a lot going on, but it still flows all right. I probably want to listen to it 3-4 times maybe. How long was the runtime on it? I didn't write it down. It's kind
426.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's kind of a lengthy song, kind of a girthy boy.
Mm-hmm.
But again, with all the musical instruments going on, I put a little note in here. I feel like you get 10 different sounds, but sometimes they all kind of convey together and lay down like a mellow or something, like a mesh together where they all like
work.
Yeah, they all hit the crossroad together and they all go the same direction. So I like that. So again, going back to the song being, I didn't think it was going to be as heavy.
You thought it were going to be heavier.
Well, yeah, I thought it was going to be heavier. Just instrumentally, like I just figured it would be more like, you know, but it wasn't that at all. Yeah, exactly. But once I did actually sit down and like follow along with the lyrics, I'm like, damn, okay, this is actually lyrically very heavy. Death's caress comes too soon. It always leaves someone behind. I have loved and I have lost, but in the absence of your light, I decay silently. All the colors in the garden start to fade away. And the delivery on that is just
of the
you
garden.
You don't even really hear it. So you're just, for me, I was just kind of like listening to the music, not really not really hearing it, I get, or I was hearing the music but not listening to it, whichever one.
I have something to add about that.
Okay.
So, yeah, I hear you.
But it's a decent track. I'm glad you picked it. It's probably something I never would have heard of. I did put in here, I was like, you think we'll ever do an album of theirs? And I do remember you saying they have an album that you were considering doing, but it's kind of short.
It's only like 8 songs.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's a handful of songs on there I've heard, and I'm like, this ain't bad.
Nice.
Not bad. Maybe, I mean, like, and we've talked about it before, maybe potentially doing, like, something short paired with something else short. Do a twofer.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea. Or just literally just recording, recording 2 albums in one. We could literally sit on one and then release it.
Yeah.
Some other time as a little bonus track. Something for you guys in the holidays.
Yeah.
We know what you want for Christmas. We got a little stocking stuff, a little 8-track album for you.
Yeah.
Overall, I didn't give it like a crazy score. It's something that could probably grow on me more. It's just something kind of outside my wheelhouse.
Sure.
I only gave it a 6.8.
Okay.
Which isn't bad. I consider anything above a 7, which is what I always say on our podcast here. Check out our other videos. But usually for a 7 for me is something that I could listen to. I'm not going to say whenever, but it's something that I find at least like palatable enough to be like,
that's the
I like this. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I gave it 3 good listens, maybe one other one, 3-4 good listens, and I'm gonna stick with that.
Okay. I do want to start this by saying I feel kind of bad because I have a lot of notes for this one.
It's your bonus track, man.
True that.
I feel like it's easier to like pick one track and write a long thing than an album.
Yeah, and I feel like with this song in particular, like I feel like it is pretty easy to take a lot of notes because there's a lot going on. And granted, a good portion of like my notes is me just kind of like talking about it, like more so just like, oh, this song. Oh, right now.
Yeah, let's do a little shot. I gotta get this out of the way.
Yeah, let's do it.
So you got a novel over there going. To Bleach Cross.
Bleach Cross.
Little whiskey.
The eternal wound of that whiskey.
Yeah.
To my liver. This was my introduction to Bleached Cross. The band and the song name really led me to believe that like this song was going to be a lot heavier than it actually was.
That's where I was at with it.
The band is described as post-punk, dark wave, and shoegaze with elements of screamo and hardcore.
I don't really see that in this album or in this song though.
Oh, I can.
The screamo?
At parts, yeah.
Okay.
The hardcore, I can kind of hear it with like just like some of the like the lyrics and like screamo specifically at the end of the song.
Okay.
At the end of the song, I can hear it. Um, and I can see all of that, and I think they like balance all of these things. Like
That's what struck me. Like I said, 10 different sounds, but they all like
they converge.
they
well.
balance and they sound good together.
Yeah, they balance it really well based off of this and like the few other songs of theirs that I've heard. Like they kind of stick to it, where it's like they bring in a lot, but it works. It certainly wasn't what I was expecting it to be. It really is just kind of like a whole bunch of like fucking spinning plates just going at once. You know what I mean? Like there you go, the circus sounds. There you go. The song starts with like a kind of like a rapid beat. It almost sounds like a cymbal, like, and then it kind of kicks in, um, fade into the drums with some like ethereal, like texture sound, like. Some of the effects on this kind of remind me of. It honestly kind of reminds me of a much like darker and moodier version of some of the sounds that you might hear off of the album Hot Fuss by the Killers. Like I don't know, it's
Really?
really
Okay.
yes. I'll see if I can like skim through that album and like pick it out. But like yeah, there's little effects that come in that I'm like yeah, this reminds me of like the Killers a little bit. Much darker and moodier, but like it reminds me of that. In the vocals, when you were saying that you were kind of like having trouble like hearing them a little bit and mainly just kind of like hearing the music's like very like pronounced and like upfront when the vocals kind of sound almost like they're at a distance and they kind of echo a little bit. They also almost sound like they're being sung at like a concert with voices of the crowd adding to them. Sounds like there's a crowd singing along to the song in parts. I do enjoy the build up and the drop of the chorus at 103. I also did note that whenever he's talking about decaying silently, the silently, when he says, I decay silently, like, I like the fact that silently is said quietly for like the first like syllable and a half, and then it is spoken like more normally. I'm like, oh, that's I don't know if that was intentional, but that's at least what I heard. I'm like, on silently, it's a little quiet and spoken. Interesting. At 2:45, this it like shifts into a kind of quiet music with a bass and there's some like distorted vocals. It says barbed wire encases my heart, bores through my flesh, tearing me apart. Nothing is left, and that's spoken twice during that, and then the guitars start to swell, almost sound and like they swell, but they also like they hit like this high pitched like ring, and it I swear to me anyways, it almost sounds like a heart monitor like flatlining.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's almost like a feedback, but it kind of like sounds like a heart monitor.
Maybe they did that for.
Which like given like what the song's about, it makes sense.
100%.
You know. Um, I really do love the yelling. This is where the screamo kind of comes in. I love the yelling of the delivery of inject the poison, let it all slip away. Like I think that's very well delivered, and it like really punctuates the fucking song, especially since like you said, the lyrics a little bit more secondary. Like the vocals are a little bit more secondary on this song. And like the guitar like kind of squeals along whenever he hits that. And the song is like pretty explicit about its meaning. It's about grief, and also like how grief can like ruin you if you
100%. If you let it,
yeah,
it can take a handle on you.
Death
you up.
Yeah, death's caress comes too soon. It always leaves someone behind. So,
It's me.
Yeah, it's
I'm
us.
still here. You're gone.
Yeah.
Fucking sucks.
You'll carry these chains, carrying the burden. It's and also like you said, the color in the garden like starts to fade away. Like it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Beauty of life.
So, um, Yeah, it's a really dynamic song that manages to do a lot without it sounding messy, um, while also sounding great. And I think it has a very universal meaning that like everyone is forced to relate to at one point or another in life. You know what I mean? Like you can't escape it
100%.
unless you're the one that dies first. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
then it's like I'm out of here. Y'all got to deal with this.
Y'all are on your own. I give this a 8.7 out of 10. Yeah,
Well done. I mean, it's your bonus track, dude. Don't be bashful.
I like
You had a
that.
lot to say about it too. I like it.
Yeah,
It almost makes I'm gonna have to listen to it again. Which whenever you give me a bonus track, I usually add it directly to the like songs just so I can find it again.
sure.
I still have the one that was originally planned for this episode on my like songs.
That's a good
You're like
song.
you're like give it a listen. I haven't listened to it yet.
It's a good
It's
song.
I might have. It might have played just on the playlist, but yeah, you're making me want to listen to it again. Just to
Yeah,
it's like my boy had a lot to say about this.
yeah, it's pretty good. Do you want to do quick movie trivia?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So for this week's trivia, we have Collateral. It is
Nice.
action thriller. Oh yeah,
The hand
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
time, bro.
I need to listen to that song again. It's been
It's
too long.
good, dude.
It is.
It is. Yeah, thank you for like I took that away from that movie. It's such a groove armada, I think. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
It's a great song.
Directed by Michael Mann, director of Heat. Have you? That's okay.
I bring it every time I come over just in case you ask for the copy back, but I'm like, I told Lindsay, I was like, Shane is going to be so disappointed in me. I still haven't watched it.
That's all right, dude. No
just haven't had
worries.
time. We've been doing shit on the weekends, so I haven't.
I hear you.
And it's a 3.
Yeah, it's long.
Yeah.
It's a long movie.
I need to just put it on. I'm working Saturday. That's the thing. So Sunday will be my only day off. So maybe Sunday morning I'll put it on. But it's a movie that I really want to like sit down and give my attention to. I can't just like put it on and oh, what are they doing? What are they doing?
Right. Yeah, it's directed by Michael Mann, written by Stuart Beattie, starring Jamie Foxx, Tom Cruise, Mark Ruffalo, Jada Pinkett Smith. Released August 6th of 2004. The budget of $65 million.
Ow!
And
What's the box office?
Oh, okay. All right, it's here. 65 million budget, 220 million box office.
Really? Okay, because I do not remember it being. It was a major theater hit. Then I take it.
It did well. It did well.
It is a good movie.
Yeah, it has a 86% on Rotten Tomatoes. According to Michael Mann, Vincent is a man able to get in and out of anywhere without anyone recognizing or remembering him. To prepare for the movie, Tom Cruise had to make FedEx deliveries in a crowded Los Angeles market without anyone recognizing him. It's interesting.
That'd be kind of like I mean, obviously me and you were just Joe Schmo, but we don't have any fame and popularity. But
yeah,
imagine like back in the day we're in high school and you just have to go to school and be the new kid and no one would recognize you. You know how hard that would be?
Right. Yeah. It's the whole thing, man.
And then just be Tom Cruise. It's like, I'm on fire, Tom Cruise!
Use witchcraft. Tom Cruise actually really fell. There's a part towards the finale where they are in an office building, and Tom Cruise is chasing after Jamie Foxx. He chucks a rolling computer chair through like a glass door,
window,
like a glass wall or something like that, kind of like dividing off.
Like an Office Space, right?
Yeah.
If I remember right. I've only seen the movie, I think, the one time we watched it together.
Yeah, but he throws a fucking computer chair through like this glass wall, and then he goes to fucking jump over it, and he like lands like on the chair and busts his ass, and immediately like springs back up and keeps running. Michael Mann liked the anomaly so much that he left it in the film.
I did want to say though, Tom Cruise, he didn't have a long way to go if he did fall down. He's only 5'7".
True that. He's like, I'm fine.
I thought he was shorter than that, but I just looked it up and he's 5'7", which I'm a short king myself.
Yeah.
I'm like,
how tall are you?
5'9", 5'10".
Okay, well you're taller than Tom Cruise.
Maybe 5'10", 5'11", but I don't think so.
Dude, okay, now that I'm thinking about like meeting Tom Cruise, it's like tiny.
It's like he's gonna get on his knees.
I get on my knees to be at his level. All right.
Yeah, you're right at what, 6 foot?
6 foot.
Yeah, I was gonna say 6 foot.
8 foot. The seating of the two leads was crucial for certain scenes. For their more intimate exchanges, Tom Cruise would sit directly behind Jamie Foxx out of his peripheral vision, making him more vulnerable and uncertain of his opponent, which is interesting. Michael Mann knew immediately, upon hearing Audioslave's Shadow on the Sun with Chris Cornell's vocals, that he wanted it for the scene in the cab where Vincent and Max see the coyotes trotting through the downtown intersection.
Yeah, that was a nice scene. Like, I can respect that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, like, is foreshadowing there?
I would say, not
like a
symbolism.
Yeah.
Oh, symbolism.
Okay. Yeah. Symbolism. You're 100% nail on the head.
Simple way of putting it.
Yeah.
Before Michael Mann was hired, Spike Lee, Martin Scorsese, and Steven Spielberg were all offered the chance to direct the movie. Scorsese and Lee both showed interest before passing on the offer. In preparation for his role, Jamie Foxx also trained as a cab driver. Tom Cruise trained for 3 months in how to handle firearms under the supervision of the LAPD. This was the first time Cruise had worked with live rounds. This is funny because we talked about Heat a couple weeks back and how the reload was like used as an example for the military. Tom Cruise's tactical draw is so good in a scene from Collateral that it is used by experts in lessons for handgun training. So
that makes me want to, like, I'm sure there's snippets of that on, because you pulled up the one. Oh, yeah. You didn't pull it up. We were watching it in Heat, and you were like, "This is it. This is it."
Yeah,
so I need to rewatch it.
Yeah, no,
it's a good movie.
Yeah,
yeah. If you're sitting at home and you haven't seen this, put it. Do you have the runtime by chance?
I do not.
It's not a very long movie.
No,
though.
it's not.
It's under 2 hours easily.
Yeah,
it's a good movie.
And and that's the thing with Michael Mann. He likes to use like live rounds and like actually use the audio from those. So like whenever a gun goes off, like you hear it, you know. Especially in downtown, like it echoes, like off of like, you know, it's very good. Many of the addresses that Vincent gives Max are actual filming locations. If you search them in Google Maps Street View, you'll see the locations where the scenes were shot.
That's a nice touch.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that's an element of realism I like. Upcoming movies of this week are My Mother's Wedding. It's a comedy drama. Freakier Friday. It's a family comedy drama, fucking sequel to Freaky Friday from back in the day, if you remember that. And this is the one that I'm very excited for. So is Alex. We're gonna go see this weekend. We're gonna go see this Friday. Weapons is a horror mystery directed by Zach Kreger from Whitest Kids You Know fame. So he also he directed Barbarian as well. Yeah, so
that one. Yeah, Barbarian's another good movie. A little scary,
a
little spooky.
It's
a little like, I don't know about these Airbnbs.
Yeah. So Weapons looks fun. Do you know what it's about?
No.
So it's like one day, like a 4th grade teacher goes into her classroom and all of the kids in her classroom are gone. None of them are there.
Maybe I did see a trailer for it.
And everyone's like, why is it just your classroom? Where are our kids? What do you do? And like, so looks freaky. I'm excited. I think it looks very good. And apparently there was a huge like bidding war with like all like the major studios. They wanted that movie.
Really?
I guess that Jordan Peele, because he has his own studio, I guess he fired a couple of people because he was like, you couldn't lock down the movie, you're out of here. He wanted it.
That's rough.
Yeah. So
that's rough.
I'm excited.
You're like,
oh shit,
it's Chuppy time.
Oh, and kind of unrelated, but next week, Tuesday, do you have Hulu?
Yeah.
Alien Earth comes out. It's a series from Alien, and I hear it's fucking good.
Very good.
Anyway, do you have anything else you want to
add? No.
Okay. Well, I'd say what you want to queue up next week's album? Let them know.
Yeah, let them know. I got the bonus track too.
Okay. So next week's album is going to be Eternal Embers by Melt. That's Melt with 2 T's.
Ta-ta-ta.
Like how you came over and you brought 2 T's.
Hope tea.
It's gotta be Melt.
It's gotta be
fresh.
Gotta be fresh.
Yeah, I saw you.
One thing I
I'm done.
You're done. Bonus track for me, and then I have one other thing. I'm gonna give you guys a phone number to call. It's a hotline.
What?
So the bonus track is for me is by I want to say the artist is Alina Perez featuring Galamatas. I don't know.
Okay.
I'll send it to you. But the song is called Drift.
Okay.
The hotline, though. Let me get back to the hotline. This is actually very interesting. Might actually call it while we're here. If you guys want to give a number, actually not give a number. If you want to give a call to the number 719-266-2837. It is the Hall & Oates hotline. You can literally call it, and it will give you the options to hear Hall & Oates. I actually seen it.
You're out of touch.
Welcome to Hall & Oates, your emergency Hall & Oates helpline. To hear one-on-one, please press 1. To hear it go, please press 2. To hear man-eater, please press 3. To hear privatize, please
I don't
press
want to hear
4.
Private Eyes.
Private Eyes.
That's all they have? All right, we'll go with Private Eyes. Yeah, so give it a call. 719-266-2837. With that being said, though, I think until next time.
Don't work too hard now.